Ready to go? Testing, testing. We're at Wynn Stadium for round 9, NPL New South Wales men's match of the round. And it's a pleasure to have your company on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Tony Tanous with you here. This blockbuster clash between the Wollongong Wolves and APIA Leichhardt. It's a good afternoon from Wynn Stadium for round 9, match of the round in the NPL New South Wales men's competition. And today, our feature match is the Wollongong Wolves, who host APIA Leichhardt. Yes, hello and welcome across the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Tony Tanous with you here. It's set to be a classic, this one. Two teams with a lot of attacking intent. The Wollongong Wolves, the first time we feature them in match of the round this season. They've had a terrific start to the campaign. They went on a 5-game undefeated run, but the last couple of games they've suffered defeat, so they'll be looking to bounce back today. They come into this in 7th spot. As for APIA Leichhardt, they come off a 7-0 victory last week. They're on a 4-game undefeated streak at the moment. And they come into this sitting in 4th place on 16 points, 3 points ahead of the Wolves. And it's not often we get to say this, both coaches coming into this round 9 match with the same starting 11s, in fact the same squads that featured a week ago in round 8. For the Wollongong Wolves, the home side, we will go through their lineup. As I said, no changes for them. Vedran Janjetovic is between the sticks. The back four for them is Andre Takami, Harrison Bunel, Benry Kanazumi and Dylan Ryan. The holding midfielders are Chris McStay and Samuel Riak. On the flanks in the wide attacking positions are Yagub Mustafa and the hot to trot Takumi Afuka, who's got 7 goals so far for the campaign. And up front, in the 4-4-2 formation, are Lachlan Scott and Jake True. As for APIA, well, Franco Parisi not available here today from the start at least. He's currently doing his A licence coaching certificate, so David DePuzzo's the man with the responsibility, and no changes for the APIA starting 11. The team that beat the Sutherland Sharks 7-0 last week. So Anthony Bazanas in goals. The back four, Dakota Askew, Temba Moatamalo, Josh Simmons and Saya Kambiashi. The holding midfielders are Eddie Caspers and skipper Adrian Uccino. And then the front four on the flanks are Sean Simmons on the left and the hot to trot Jordan Segreto with 6 goals for the season on the right. And then through the middle, Jack Armson in the number 10 role and leading the line, wearing the number 9. In the number 9 role is Ben Gibson. There are our lineups. Our referee for this one is Logan Jones, and he gets play underway with the home side in the Wollongong Wolves running from right to left in their traditional all-red strip with white socks. APIA are wearing an alternate strip today of sky blue with the maroon socks, and it's Josh Simmons coming forward, raiding down the left early on. Notice a couple of unfamiliar numbers in that attacking third for APIA. Not used to seeing Sean Simmons in the number 16 jersey today. He'll be wearing the number 25. And Jordan Segreto is in the number 5 jersey. And he's the target here as the ball's played through. Saya Kambiashi was trying to thread the needle. Forward it goes. Moatamalo's got Scott hot on his tail. Formidable opponent, one of the real star strikers in the competition is Lachlan Scott. And his battle against Temba Moatamalo and Josh Simmons is sure to be one of the real highlights of this round 9 NPL Men's New South Wales match of the round. They go back and settle it through Anthony Buzanis, quickly pressed here by Scott. In fact, it was Jake True. They're playing in that front two. True in the number 9 jersey, Scott in the 24, and here's Uccino looking to play out to that left-hand side. We're only early in the match, but you can already see APIA very inclined to go down that left-hand side in the early part of the proceedings. And here's Kambiashi combining with Sean Simmons. Good defending. This time, Chris McStay who clears. Moatamalo with a clever touch. Just setting it up there for Josh Simmons. They're on the front foot early on. Are APIA. Two teams that do love to get on the front foot, play aggressive, attacking football. And here's a delivery looking for Ben Gibson. Well dealt with by Harrison Bunell. He's playing alongside Banri Kanazumi in the centre of Wollongong's defence. Bit of work here for Dylan Ryan. Quickly onto him was Jack Armson. A bumper Sunday, Super Sunday of NPL New South Wales men's action. 5 games taking place across our grounds this afternoon as Josh Simmons looks for his brother on that far side. Just a little bit too much on that. But again, a little insight into perhaps some of the game planning that's gone on in the APIA among the APIA technical team. As I said, no Franco Parisi today. He's currently undertaking along with a lot of NPL coaches across all of our Football New South Wales network. Coaches from the top tier, second tier and even third tier. Currently undertaking A licence qualifications, and we wish all those coaches the best. Franco Parisi, one of those. The second part of 4 weekends as Kanazumi has to composure just to head that one back to Janjetovic. Great to see him back on the football pitch. Is Vedran Janjetovic. He's had a terrific start to life in the New South Wales National Premier League. Back in these parts. Of course, he had a distinguished career across the A-League. Had to battle some injuries over recent seasons. He's loving life back on the pitch and has really added plenty of experience to this Wollongong Wolves squad. Squad coached by David Carney, now in his second season. A lot of continuity about them between seasons 2023, where they had a terrific finish to the campaign. Here's their real star of the season so far, Takumi Afuka. Now Scott dropping off the forward line to link it up with Mustafa. Yaqub Mustafa, player who came across. He's one of the new additions this season. Spent a bit of time last year at South Melbourne in the NPL Victoria. Player who has featured for his nation, South Sudan. He's one to keep an eye out on today. Where's the number 10 jersey? Part of a midfield 4. Which features Chris McStay and Samuel Riak in the centre of midfield. Expect to see the attacking influence from Mustafa on the right and Afuka on the left. And Afuka's got the defensive responsibility here on Dakota Askew, who combines with Caspers. Stepping up was Kanazumi. Now Mustafa. Quickly shut down by Armson. And it's a bit of space and time now for Gibson to lay it out on that left-hand side. Clipping it up now is Simmons. Who's it going to fall to? Reacts there, the holding midfielder. And they made a bit of a meal of that. In the end, giving away a corner. The Wolves. Bit of hesitation. Looked like Dylan Ryan in the end might have copped one in the face. And he is going to get a bit of treatment. It's been a frantic start here at Wynn Stadium. One of 4 games kicking off at 3 p.m. this afternoon. So a bumper fixture list across the NPL New South Wales. We had 3 games feature last night. A couple of big results with the Sutherland Sharks picking up their second victory of the season. Tight 2-1 victory over Hills United. So a big result for Stephen Zorich and his squad. We also saw St George FC, who we featured last week in Match of the Round over at the Western Sydney Wanderers Academy. They suffered a loss last week, but last night they rebounded with a 3-1 victory over Spirit FC on the road at Christie Park. So a big result for the newly promoted side. Dylan Ryan's just come to the sideline to get some additional treatment, but we are going to get the corner now, taken by Armson. He fizzes this one towards the back post. Josh Simmons was climbing against Lockie Scott. And now Yakub Mustafa. Quickly pressed by the skipper in Uchino. Now Andre Takami. Plays long. And APIA can pull it down. It's been a warm day across the New South Wales eastern seaboard. We've had some incredibly awful weather at the end of the week, particularly Friday, where we had close to 100 millimetres of rain. And these parts in the South Coast, Wollongong region, weren't spared, but this stadium, which drains ever so well, of course we know that it's used for NRL as well as some football fixtures. One of the real top stadiums, and it's a pleasure to witness the football here today. Terrific crowds built up in the bottom tier on the camera side. There's a good atmosphere around WIN Stadium. You might hear that on the ground effects mic as the Den is in full voice. APIA continue to look to probe in behind. Segredo was the target there. As I said, wearing the number 5 jersey today. You've been used to seeing him in the 17 jersey this season. But he has had to wear 5 on a couple of occasions. They're wearing their alternate strip today. There's a bit of superstition around the strip. They haven't had a lot of success with their white alternate strip. In fact, they haven't picked up 3 points yet with that white alternate strip, so they've gone the third alternative or the second alternative with the sky blue, all sky blue, maroon socks. You've got to love footballers in the old superstition, but hoping today brings them some better results. They picked up a win on the road last week against the Sutherland Sharks. So perhaps their away fortunes are starting to turn. The week before they were also on the road. So this is their third away game on the spin, with Lambert Park continuing to be under repairs or a new pitch being installed there. So at the moment, APIA happy to play some away games. They had a 2-2 draw with a late equaliser from Nick O'Sullivan in stoppage time a fortnight ago against St George. And last week, as I said, that big victory over the Sutherland Sharks. So they've had a great run. 90 minutes last week, the 45 minutes second half against St George. They scored 9 goals in those 1.5 games. So they come into this with plenty of attacking confidence after turning around a 2-0 deficit a fortnight ago. And they certainly are the team that's been in advanced areas in the first half, and it's a great chance here as Gibson got on the end of the Segredo ball, but he hit it straight at Janjetovic. And the opportunity, the first one of the match, goes to the team that's been in the ascendancy in APIA Leichhardt. Hope you're enjoying this wherever you are watching. Sit back, relax. This picturesque ground. The ocean in the background, beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's quite humid down at pitch level as we came across to our commentary position. All that rain we saw throughout the week, perhaps coming off the surface and creating that humidity. So these two teams, though, they're now just over 2 months into the campaign. 30-round season. We're almost at the third way through it. So the fitness is certainly built up. the Wollongong Wolves having gone on a 5-game undefeated run between rounds 2 and round 6. They suffered a first-up loss against Marconi, but then that 5 games where they had 4 wins over the likes of Sydney United, the Sutherland Sharks. Had a big win against Blacktown City. They also beat Hills United by 4 goals to 0. So 5 games where they won 4 and drew 1. And that put them right up at the top of the competition. They went into the round 7 match here a fortnight ago against the Western Sydney Wanderers. A 1 versus 2 battle. And that was tight throughout. And it was decided late on where the Wanderers got a couple of goals in the last 15 minutes to win it by 2 goals to 0. It was Wollongong's first loss since round 1. They felt that they might have got more out of that game. They had some great chances just before the Wanderers scored. They come forward here through Takami, who thought he might have got a second chance, but working all the way back, the discipline of Sean Simmons switched on work. It was the right back Takami coming forward, and the responsibility from the veteran in Sean Simmons. Takami, who got on the score sheet last week. Another game where Wollongong felt they might have got more, and they've got Mustafa in here. It's a great chance, and it's the opening goal. Chris McStay poaches it away. The work was done by Jakub Mustafa down the right-hand side. He knocked it inside, and Chris McStay, the holding midfielder, who doesn't get forward for too many goals, well, that's a priceless one early in this match of the round. We're in the 15th minute here at Wynn Stadium, and the Wolves have hit the lead. I mentioned the desire to hit back and rebound after those 2 losses on the spin, and that's the perfect tonic early on. McStay getting right into the box, and that's a collector's item for him. Good work from Jakub Mustafa down the right. He drove beyond the APIA left side of their defence. He got right to the edge of the 6-yard box. There was not much Bazanis could do about that. McStay was right on the spot to poach it away. And the Wolves take an early lead here at Wynn Stadium. I have to say that one's probably gone against the run of play, the opening 10 or 15 minutes. It's been APIA who've been on the front foot. They had the best chance with Ben Gibson. But then the Wolves have gone down the other end. And they've shown their efficiency. Jakub Mustafa, a big signing for them in the off-season. Player who came through the A-League Academy system, spent a few years at Perth Glory, and he's causing Saya Kambiashi a few headaches in the early part of this match. Here's McStay getting forward again, asking a question here of Caspers. And they've won a corner. It's an area that they're very good at, the Wolves. Very strong at the set piece. It's been a hallmark of their time in the National Premier League of New South Wales. Spent plenty of time here a few years back when they had a terrific team that went on and won the premiership in 2019, and that team had a real edge at set pieces. We've already seen Banri Kanezumi score a couple this season. And Harrison Bunell, who's at the back post here, his central defensive partner. So keep an eye on that theme. The Wolves have absorbed plenty in the opening 10 or 12 minutes and then gone down the other end to give us the opening goal. It's the only goal across 4 matches so far. Simultaneous kickoffs at 3 p.m. I'll keep you posted on Scores around the grounds as Blacktown City host Sydney FC. Central Coast Mariners host Sydney Olympic. Sydney United and Rockdale Illingdon play in a traditional derby out at King Tom, and here's Lockie Scott, who thought he was in for a second. No score yet at King Tom, 0-0. Sydney United 58, Rockdale Illingdon. And there's a game to come later on. A late kickoff over at Cromer Park where Manly United host the competition leading Western Sydney Wanderers. So they can sit back, see all the results, and then perhaps extend their gap at the top of the ladder after the Marconi Stallions, who are 2 points behind them heading into round 9, suffered a 2-1 loss to St George City last night at Penshurst Park. Here's Cambiashi, he's onside, play on's the call. Chance to get one back as Cambiashi dances inside. Now it's a cross. Perhaps it's Armson now. The block comes. McStay doing the work at the defensive end. Excellent work from Cambiashi. Here's Segreto playing it through. Great ball. Armson. The flag eventually going up. He finds the back of the net, but didn't quite time the run. And Segreto played the ball in behind. APIA looking to hit back immediately. It's been a terrific start to the match. I hope you are enjoying it, sitting back at home. You've got us plugged in on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. All the action in the men's and women's top flight and match of the round in Football New South Wales League One in both the men's and women's every week. A smorgasbord of football. Nice turn here from Lockie Scott. Uses the outside of the foot. Nice touch from Takumi Afuka. And he goes forward now. Afuka. He's already got himself a bag full of goals. 7 for the season. What a start he's had to season 2024. Came onto the scene here at Wollongong in 2023. But he's gone to another level. To start season 2024. Excellent work there from Armson. But reading it well was Kanezumi. Now they look to come out through Takami. But he shows a bit too much of it. And Gibson can go forward for APIA. Does well to keep it in. Goes past Riak. Keeps it alive now. Sean Simmons. It's a great build-up. Just over the crossbar. Nice bit of work, particularly from Ben Gibson, who skipped past Riak and teed it up. Not on his favourite foot, Sean Simmons. But a player of his goal-scoring prowess over the years, he'll probably be disappointed not to have at least tested Vedran Janjetovic. Here's Ryan. We saw him down with injury. Good to see him back up. Came in late in the pre-season. Former youth international. And featured for the Olyroos. He's got some defensive work to do here. The referee's brought it back for a free kick given away by Kanezumi. They go short. Skew. Early release to Segreto. Talk about the narratives and storylines ahead of the match. And the goal-scoring exploits of Afuka and Segreto have certainly been highlights for their respective sides this year. Armson handling that one, unlucky. Tried to control it, came up onto his hand. Referee Logan Jones right on the spot. Wollongong Wolves look like they're favouring their right-hand side in the early part of this match. Yaqub Mustafa, who's got the assist for the only goal so far. He's yet to hit the back of the net, but that'll give him some confidence. David Carney looking for him to, he's now settled into things at Wollongong. We might start to see a little bit more as the ball goes forward to Segreto. Chance here. Thought about taking it first time. Now he looks to square it across. It falls here to Dakota Askew. He goes onto the right foot. Is he going to look to tee it up? McStay, who's had a terrific start to the match. Cross to do the defensive work. Casper's forced back by the good press of Afuka. Had a great history, haven't they, Wollongong, with Japanese import players that have really lit up the NPL New South Wales. Even in the last 5 or 10 years, we saw a championship or their premiership winning side in 2019. They had a great deal of success, and it featured Takuru Okada. You might remember him and his goal-scoring exploits. This is excellent work here as Segredo gets into the box. The appeals come from APIA. It is going to be a free kick right on the edge of the box. A foul coming from Harrison Bunell. Nice bit of combination play. Segredo thought he was in behind. The foot came out from Harrison Bunell. It's going to be a free kick. The assistant referees for this one, Matthew Harris and Hayden Mickelmeyer. Perhaps giving some assistance there to Logan Jones, who's going to come across and just have a chat to our assistant referee and make sure that one was outside the box. Uchino arguing perhaps that it might have been inside the box. And they're the claims from APIA. And the debate is going on at the moment. Logan Jones happy that that one's just outside the 18-yard box. So Vedran Janjetovic just setting up a wall now. And the man over this is Jordan Segredo. Logan Jones just making sure the four-man wall, which features Samuel Riak. It also features Jake True. Vedran Janjetovic making sure he's getting his angles right. The man over this one is APIA's top scorer for the season. Their new signing from the Central Coast Mariners in Jordan Segredo. He's got 6 so far for the campaign. Can he test Janjetovic? He does. Comfortable for the keeper. The score remains 1-0. Nice ball here from McStay. First time delivery. Great ball from him. Jake True forcing Buzanis out of his box. He's True again. A real physical presence. Former A-League Academy player with the Western Sydney Wanderers. That's excellent pressing from Scott, who wears the captain's armband. Leading by example with the high press. Now True goes back to Scott. Great chance! And it was an important block in the end. Kambayashi got back to deny Scott. An excellent bit of play from Jake True. His combination there with that aggressive high press for the Wollongong Wolves. Setting up the opportunity. Scott took it first time, but Kambayashi, credit to him, tucking in like all good fullbacks do. Making things narrow in the middle. Here's Gibson. Pressure comes from Ryan and now Afuka. Scott does well. Left a bit behind for Askew. Keep you posted on scores around the grounds as Ryan goes back to his keeper. Have had a couple of goals around the grounds. Blacktown City have hit the lead at home against Sydney FC. 1-0 to Mark Crittenden side. And on the road, Sydney Olympic, fresh off their late, heroic, miraculous comeback against the Wolves. They're leading 1-0 against the Central Coast Mariners. Here's Simmons up against Takami. New signing this season from the Illawarra Premier League. Now Casper's in behind. Great chance. It was snuffed out though Excellent defending by Harrison Bunell in his second season now at the Wolves after making the move across from the nation's capital, where he plied his trade at Tuggeranong United. Doing well this season as part of the second best defence in the NPL season so far. They have conceded 6 goals just in the last match and a half. I'll be keen to get back to a tight defensive unit today. So far they've been able to deny this hot APIA attack. Crew is causing headache after headache, that time getting the better of Bemba Moatamalo. Excellent work from the front man, showing his power and strength there with Jake True. Good movement from the front too, they're really putting in a shift. Keen to bounce back and make Wynn Stadium the facility they're using, along with Albert Butler throughout the season. They love playing on the lush surface here. And they've got another set piece. McStay, who's got the opener, this time comes across to take the corner kick. Aimed towards the back post. Bunell with the climb. And it was Sean Simmons. Happy to clear for another corner. So we've got goals, 3 of our 4 games, including one here. Scored by the man about to take this corner kick. McStay, who's just aimed that last corner to the back post. Which way will he go here? He's got Riak in there. Benry Kanezumi. It's aimed towards Bunell again. This time, Moatamalo asking question after question. The Wolves, they absorbed the early pressure, and they're the team on the front foot at the moment. A bit of drop off here is Yakub Mustafa. Now Bunell, he's got a bit of space to drive forward. McStay dispossessed by Armson. And now Caspers, who's found a pocket of space, combines well with Armson. Missing one of their 2 top scorers last year. Armson and Jack Stewart were so productive, and here's Armson getting forward. Working back was Bunell along with Riak. Important contribution as Afuka looks to counter-attack now. It's another area that Wolves are so good at. They look to go down the left-hand side now with Mustafa. He's up against the skew, and he goes direct on goal. And Bazanis got his body behind it. End-to-end action as Armson at one end. And Bazanis made the save. Comfortable one after the shot came from Mustafa. So Jack Stewart unavailable today, serving the second match of a 2-game suspension after a red card a fortnight ago in that 2-2 draw against St George FC. APIA showing plenty of spirit in that one. They were 2 goals down at half time. They lost Stewart early in the second half. It was a late, great comeback from them with Nick Sullivan popping up for the equalising goal deep into stoppage time. Riak knocks it forward. One of the unsung heroes for the Wolves. Playing in the centre of midfield along with Chris McStay. Does a power of work, does Riak. Now in his second season at Wollongong after spending plenty of time in the Western Australian National Premier League. And here's Gibson looking to take on Bunell, who used his body well. Gibson trying to win it back. He's done well to win the throw in. Goals at all 4 of the games taking place simultaneously. Rockdale taking the lead against Sydney United 58 on the road. Sydney United have been on a great run of late. Rockdale are right up there as far as the ladder's concerned in the first third of the campaign. Here's Gibson. Chance to lay it through the middle. Segredo was making the run, but his opposite number in Kanezumi was tracking that. So 1-0 the score around our 4 grounds. I'll keep you posted as things progress throughout the afternoon. You'll be able to stick around all the way through to 7 p.m. with the game from Cromer Park kicking off at 5 p.m. One a little bit too aggressive from Gibson. But then making plenty of noise there, buoyed by the early goal from Chris McStay, and that atmosphere no doubt coming through our ground effect mic. Our team at Sportscast who do such a great job bringing you the live footage. ...240 games across our men's competition in season 2024. Hard to believe we're already into round 9. The weeks are flying by. We've got such a race for the title this year. APIA, who set the pace last season. The Wanderers are doing the same in the early part of 2024. As I said, they've got a 2-point lead coming into round 9 over the Marconi Stallions. But you just never know if they can get it to 3 points against Manly this afternoon. They might be able to build a bigger buffer, depending on some of the other results. APIA and Rockdale are right up there. The Wolves, who were in second spot a fortnight ago when they played the Wanderers here, just slipped a little bit into 7th spot, but a couple of quick wins and they're right back in the mix. They had the perfect start this afternoon as Riak finds Afuka. He's just swapped sides with Mustafa. Afuka, who loves to drop across that midfield. He's linking up with his Japanese compatriot and Kanezumi. Wolves fans delighted to see Kanezumi back in red over the last couple of seasons. He did have a stint for a couple of campaigns with the Rockdale Illingdon side. Here he is stepping up. Referee happy to wave advantage to APIA. They can bring it forward through another Japanese import in Saya Kambiashi. Here he is getting in behind Kambiashi, and Riak reacted ever so well, working back from central midfield. Nice bit of link up. Riak's done the defensive work. Here he is trying to trigger a Wolves attack. He's found Mustafa, who looks to go past the counter askew, and it's a great save. Buzanis got down to his left. A wonderful stop from the custodian to keep it at 1-0. It was excellent work from Yakub Mustafa. He took on Dakota Askew, got the shot on target, and Buzanis got down sharply. Askew going down the other way. Great challenge from Ryan. It's suddenly end-to-end. Spoke about two teams that love to attack. And here come the Wolves again. True's got a couple of options. One of them's a Fuka at the back post. And how clever was that? Eddie Casper saw a Fuka in space. This is so open, this game. It's end-to-end. So much space in the midfield. And it's one transition after another. As Scott looks to feed True. Fuka's going to ask the question and make Askew deal with it. Engrossing football. Hope you're enjoying it. Tony Tanous with you here at Wynn Stadium. Round 9. NPL Men's New South Wales Match of the Round. Make sure also you check out our Instagram live stories. We've got Sam Yerman here, a local back at home, doing her thing behind the camera, bringing you the great content across our Instagram socials. You might see her out on the pitch at half time, chasing the wolf. We'll see if that's a feature. It might feature on our socials as Yakub Mustafa couldn't skip beyond Uchino. Here's McStay. The Wolves feel like they're right in this one now. They've got the lead, but they're on the front foot looking for a second goal. Denied moments ago by Buzanis. There's a real aggression, a real physicality about the way they play. That's proving a real handful at the moment for APIA, who can't quite get a hold of them. Engrossing match. Hope you're enjoying it. Kambiashi. We know all about APIA's attacking potency, and they've got Sean Simmons dancing forward down the left. McStay and Riak have been wonderful at the base of that midfield, just covering, supporting their back four. That time McStay. And it comes. He's got a wonderful left foot. We've seen that over the years. One of the real stars of the New South Wales National Premier League for the past decade is Sean Simmons. Quick update from around the grounds. It looks like Blacktown City approaching the final 10 minutes of the first half at Landon Stadium. They've taken a 2-0 lead over Sydney FC. Travis Major and O'Brien, or at least one of the O'Briens on the score sheet. Here's Josh Simmons. He's going to win a free kick for that foul by Lachlan Scott. Lachlan Scott, who does have a little bit of history with APIA. He came through their youth system before moving on to the A-League at the Western Sydney Wanderers. Just chatting to Franco Parisi. He remembers him well, coming through as one of the young strikers. He spent some time at the A-League Academy system with the Western Sydney Wanderers.
Okay, kids, with 40 minutes gone.
And after that,
second kids want to take part in the half-time bull chase. Make your way down to the southern end now. Down to the southern end for the half-time bull chase.
You might have heard that announcement coming across our ground effects mic. The kids have been summoned to the southern end for the half-time wolf chase. We'll try and get some of the footage on our socials. This is going to be one of the highlights of it always is one of the highlights here at Wollongong. And you can see the kids making their way around now. It's going to be a terrific feature as our camera pans around. And you can see the kids, they've come in there dozens and hundreds. And they're going to bring a real atmosphere at half-time. No doubt they've been practicing, they've had their sprint going throughout the week. And they'll be pleased with what they've seen from their home side. It's been a terrific opening half from David Carney's men. As I said, they've been looking to rebound after those back-to-back losses against the Wanderers and against Sydney Olympic. And that one was heartbreaking last week. They had the 2-0 lead at half-time. Double from a Takumi Ifuka. And then they had a 3-2 lead in the second half. They had that 3-2 lead right into stoppage time, and that's when Olympic went to work. Roy O'Donovan popping up deep in stoppages for the winning goal And that was devastating for the Wolves side, who feel that they probably deserved more. They deserved something out of the game at least. They've put that behind them. They've put on an excellent first half display, absorbing the early APIA pressure. And as this half has gone on, they've been able to really target these front two in True and Scott. And they're causing headaches, as are the two wide players in Yakub Mustafa and Takumi Afuka. APIA themselves have not been without chances. Gibson's had a couple of moments. Segreta had a free kick just outside the box, which he got on target. And we know APIA, that they can quickly rack up the goals. The second top team as far as attack's concerned. Season 2024, they've got 23 goals from their 8 games so far. Second only to the Western Sydney Wanderers. And they've got a free kick. It's a long way out. They've got Saya Kambiashi interested in this. He's going to assume the responsibility. Janjetovic has got 3 up in his wall. Kambiashi, is he going to go direct? It is Kambiashi, tries the knuckle ball, but he couldn't get it up and down. And it remains 1-0. And the Wolves fans here let him know all about it. We've got 9 different goal scorers so far. APIA, talk about their potency in attack. It is a real feature. Goals from everywhere. Kambiashi is one of those who hasn't yet scored. But he does love to step up to set pieces. Wollongong have to be careful not to give too many of those away. And give you a further update from Plume Park at Central Coast, Lazaro, where Sydney Olympic have doubled their advantage. They now lead by 2-0 over the Mariners. Flag's gone up against Armson, who was peeling into the wide left channel. Has been an area that they have favoured.
The fourth official has indicated a minimum of 3 minutes at a time.
As we do move into stoppages here at Wynn Stadium, the Wolves have a lead by 1-0, and we've just seen the board go up to indicate 3 additional minutes. So our fourth official for this one, Mason Griffith, has just put the board up to indicate 3 minutes, but we've got a player down. It looks like Samuel Riak, central midfielder, has had a very strong opening half. He's just getting a little bit of treatment, so we might even see more than 3 minutes. Just quickly around the grounds, Blacktown City 2, Sydney FC 0, Sydney Olympic 2, Central Coast Mariners 0. And Rockdale Illendon lead on the road against Sydney United 58 by 1-0. Here, if you're just joining us, Tony Tanous with you from Wynn Stadium. It's been a wonderful first half, a game of real ebb and flow. The longer it's gone on, the more the home side have started to get control and get on top. Their goal coming on 14 minutes through Chris McStay, who was on the spot to poach away some good work from Yakub Mustafa. Riak is back up on his feet. David Carney just using that stoppage to get Darcy Madden, one of the substitutes for the home side, warmed up. It looks like Riak will be fine to carry on. Half time not too far away. They can perhaps reassess Make sure he's okay. Here's Armstrong looking to keep it in on that far side. Couldn't quite do so. Little lay back to Takamu. Back through. Bunel, who's had a strong first half, along with Kanezumi. Now, Mustafa looks to come inside. Casper's pinched his pocket. And now Uchino. Can he spring something for APIA in transition? Good work from the Wolves midfield just to transition and get behind the ball. But APIA move it nicely out to the left now through Simmons. Combination with Cambiashi, which looked really potent in the opening 15 minutes. Looks like Wolves have started to deal with that. Got half-time coming. We'll take a break from the live stream during the half-time break, but make sure you jump on our NPL New South Wales socials, our Instagram live stories. We'll have some footage of the half-time Wolf chase. Samantha Yerman, she's poised, ready to capture one of the iconic features of the New South Wales National Premier League. As the ball switched out to that left-hand side. Audacious attempt to take it first time from Sean Simmons. Is he going to win a corner? It is going to be a corner. And perhaps a chance for APIA to find something from a set piece late on. He's going to be Armstrong, who's gone across to take it. Josh Simmons is in there. He's up against Scott. The back post is Dakota Askew. Moatamalo, who got on the score sheet last week from a set piece. And it's Moatamalo who was the target. Still alive here. Bunel clears. And that is the final touch of what's been an absorbing first half here at Wynn Stadium. And it's the home side who take the lead after absorbing the early pressure from APIA. On 14 minutes, Chris McStay popped up for the only goal so far. They've had a couple of great chances, Buzanis denying Mustafa, who had a wonderful opportunity to make it 2-0. It's been an absorbing and terrific first half, end to end. Hope you're enjoying it. Make sure you join us after the break, where we see the Wolves lead by 1-0 over APIA.
Stadium. We're going to have 2 wolf chases today. Each dog that grabs that tail and you win a card of $20 donate. Everyone back on the line. Alright, 2 wolf chases. We're going to start off with a small one, and then we'll have everyone in for one big wolf chase. Back on the line.
is a welcome back to Wynn Stadium. Second half about to kick off in this round 9 NPL New South Wales match of the round. And we've got the home side, the Wollongong Wolves, currently leading by 1-0 over APIA in this much anticipated match of the round. And it's good to see the APIA coach in Franco Parisi. I mentioned at the start of the match that he was out doing his A licence course. Well, it's obviously finished in early enough to allow him to get here for the second half. So he's going to sit alongside David DePuzzo for this second half, and APIA will look to mount a bit of a comeback in this second period. David Carney's side, who started on the back foot, they absorbed the early pressure from APIA, but they hit, and they hit quickly. A well-executed goal with Jakub Mustafa setting up Chris McStay for the only goal so far of the match. And it was a goal which really gave Wollongong some impetus. They got stronger and stronger as that half went on. They caused APIA some headaches, and Bazanis had to produce one or two really good stops, one in particular from Mustafa. The battle between APIA's two central defenders and the two strikers for the Wolves has been one of the real features. He's a bit of space. Uchino hasn't always had that. He's going to try his luck from a long way out. Wollongong invited him by giving him the space. It was an invitation which he took up. He couldn't quite get the power to hurt Vedran Janjetovic. Here's Lockie Scott, as he loves to do. We saw that a few times in the opening half. Dropping off to set up the play and hitting his fellow striker in Jake True, who's had a terrific afternoon. Yet to hit the back of the net this season is Jake True, but there's been some really positive signs from him today. And if he keeps working, you know the opportunities will present. That time, Josh Simmons reading it well. Riak, who is a powerhouse along with McStay in the midfield, and suddenly Gibson's in behind, and he's onside, and he forces the save from Janjetovic. Acrobatic clearance in the follow-up from Bunel. Dakota Askew trying to stand it up towards the back post. And that one didn't quite stay in. It's going to be a goal kick to the Wolves. But an excellent stop there. Janjetovic, I mentioned in the first half, the form that he's producing, the experience of the custodian. He's been in terrific form for David Carney. Two players who would have spent some time together, no doubt, back in the Sydney FC A-League days. Casper's pressed by McStay, but APIA able to get it out to Kambayashi on this near side. Mustafa working back. Caspers, we saw the quality of his touches last week with his goal against the Sutherland Sharks, where he took it with a delightful first touch inside the box and a wonderful first time finish, but that time heavy on the touch. It's been a great battle in that midfield, him and Samuel Riak. Good sportsmanship after that moment. There's always plenty of action when these two sides meet, but the Wolves have been on the back end of some defeats in recent years. In fact, we have to go back to August 2020, the last time the Wollongong Wolves have beaten APIA. It's a 5-match run that APIA have had the ascendancy. 3 wins and 2 draws. As things stand, it's the Wolves who are taking the 3 points, but plenty of time still left in this one. As Sean Simmons dances inside, goes past Takami. That was excellent goalkeeping. At least he thought it was. Janjetovic thought initially that he'd kept it in, but the assistant on the far side had other ideas. And it's been flagged for a corner. We'll keep you posted on scores around the grounds. There has been a couple of other goals. Armson looks to set this corner up. Muatamalo comes forward. Josh Simmons is there. Gibson in the box as well. Josh Simmons climbs, and he got a free header. And now Dakota Askew. It was a thumping drive. But again, classy goalkeeping from Vedran Janjetovic. He got his body behind it and got the two gloves to it. Couple of good half chances there for APIA. The initial header from Josh Simmons, and then the follow-up effort from Askew. Riak does well. Gets to it ahead of Caspers. Kambiashi though for APIA, and that's delightful from Caspers. The release wasn't in keeping with the quality of the initial bit of work, just to let the ball run, and he let it run into space, which gave him the opportunity to set up an attack for APIA. Just a bit too heavy on the release. You start to wonder at what point the respective coaches will start to think about their benches. No changes to the squads that featured last week. Same starting 11s for both sides, but I will take you through the respective benches. And for the home side, the reserve keeper is Max Kunial. And then the experienced Darcy Madden. And a bunch of youngsters in Dax Kelly, Thomas Dunn, and Damon Gray. And the final outfield substitute for the Wolves is Alex Mastrevecchio. As for the visitors, APIA, again the same bench that featured last week. So Alex Parks is the reserve keeper. And then the outfield players are Nick O'Sullivan, Rory Jordan, Luigi De Troia, who got his first goal off the bench last week. The other two outfield players at the disposal of David Depuzzo and Franco Parisi. Alex Denmead and Nick Azzoni. We usually see around the hour mark a couple of changes. The first moves from the respective coaches, so we'll keep an eye on that. As the Wolves continue to lead by 1-0. APIA looking to control proceedings in the second half. Moving it around side to side. Here's Kambiashi. And there's a bit of room here for Segredo, who's been kept quiet so far. And that was excellent work from Mafuka, working back. Now Simmons looks to feed Armson. Who's it going to fall to? Casper's battling away. Kanozumi clears. True can't make it stick. It's going to come again. Casper's again finding a pocket of space between the lines. And that was nice work from Riak and Mustafa. Afuka down that left-hand side. Player who David Carney believes can make the step up to that next level, the A-League level. I've spoken highly of him throughout last season, and as I said earlier, looks like he's taken it to another level. Start season 2024. Speaking of APIA's bench, they're all told to get up and warm up, so we might see the first move soon enough. Just quickly, an update from Landon Stadium. Blacktown City scored a couple of late goals, so they had a 4-0 lead at half-time against Sydney FC. That's a score early in the second half. Olympic continued to lead by 2-0. 52 minutes in at Plume over Central Coast Mariners. Zanis pressed. Sydney United hitting back early in the second half against Rockdale. Joko Kalatz's side have gone on a bit of an undefeated run after a difficult start. Currently 1-1 between them in the traditional derby against Rockdale. And here, if you're just joining us, Tony Tanous with you, live at Wynn Stadium. This beautiful setting. One of the real picturesque grounds football grounds of Australia. Wollongong looking to have some success in season 2024. After a couple of lean years, they had some success under Luke Wilkshire just before COVID, winning the NPL title, the national title after winning the premiership in New South Wales. And I was here for the final day where they were crowned the premiers. And they went away and won the National Premier League title, beating Lions FC of Queensland. Such a successful side. Had two very productive seasons. David Carney, after finishing 2023 strongly, they can keep the 3 points here, it will take them equal with APIA on 16 points. Still plenty of time, plenty of work still to do as they look down the line. Next week, the Wolves away to St George FC. We had a big victory last night. Terrific win from Jane Talchevsky's side. Skipson can't quite link it up with Armson. APIA, meanwhile, they're back at home. I mentioned this is the third game for them away from home on the spin. They'll be back in action against Sydney United 58. Nice work again, the link up from Mustafa and Riak, although his pass couldn't quite connect with Afuka. Here's Caspers. Kambiashi gets it out early to Simmons. Caspers again finds a pocket of space. Can they find that connectivity that's been lacking so far this afternoon? That one's comfortable for Janjetovic. It's going to take a bit of beating. His form's been solid so far. He's produced a couple of strong saves. Andre Takami, all the way back to his keeper who takes no chances. Here is Uchino, sliding it in behind. Segreto looking to get the better here of Dylan Ryan, former Melbourne Victory player. Armson, good move from him, and it was a nice feed from Segreto. So far, the Wolves have been really alert to those balls into the box, those two midfielders. McStay on that occasion, Riak throughout the afternoon. Done a terrific job. Here's the corner from Armson. Janjetovic, always the favourite for that one. And he goes quick to Mustafa. And he tries to skip past Caspers, who stood up and did his job. Excellent work in defence there from Caspers. One of the new signings at APIA this season, along with the likes of Segreto. And here he is on the ball. Can he create something? Tries to find another of the new recruits in Gibson. Lowered the average age of the squad through a keen eye for some of the talent that's across the National Premier League and A-League Academy systems. The likes of Caspers, Segreto, Gibson, respectively from the Bulls, Central Coast Mariners, Sydney FC. Caspers does well to put the pressure on. APIA can't keep it. And Dan continued to be in great voice here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Keen to bounce back to winning ways. We wondered, particularly in the early part of the match, whether there might have been some mental scars after those two losses, whether the confidence may have been dented. You can tell the Wolves, they've worked well over the week. Put that behind them, absorbing that pressure from APIA in the opening 10 or 12 minutes, and then stinging them at the other end. And that's really calmed them down. The first goal has proved crucial so far. Carney asks a couple of his substitutes to warm up, including Darcy Madden. The other one is Damon Gray, a striker. There's a great chance here now for Jake True, who's yet to score this season. And that was a terrific recovery there. We've seen some excellent play from the holding midfielders. That time, Caspers, just like at the other end, where Riak and McStay have got through a power of work for the Wolves. Caspers rolling up the sleeves, working back. Big scoreline developing at Landon Stadium as McStay looks to whip this one all the way across to Afuka. He looks to stand up askew. Onto the right foot he goes, and now he squares it up for Ryan Dillon. Dylan Ryan, sorry. Now Mustafa. Takami continues to play in that right back role, signed as a midfielder. They did have a couple of injuries, concerns earlier in the season, particularly to Darcy Madden. Takami's done ever so well, so he's been able to retain his spot. Doing a great job at right back for David Carney. Mustafa's been one of the Wolves' best today, and just as I say that, not quite on the same wavelength with Lachlan Scott. Hasn't quite hit the back of the net yet, has Yaqub Mustafa, but key assist today would prove a winning assist as Takami held on to that too long, and APIA come away with it. Both teams turning over the ball, and now True can slide it across. The referee's going to play advantage here, and Lachlan Scott looks to square it across, and it's a wonderful save. Buzanis, not for the first time, has produced an excellent save there. And Josh Simmons is going to go into the book for that late challenge on Jake True in the build-up there. The referee waving play on, and Lachlan Scott put it on a plate for the Wolves' top scorer this season in Takami Afuka. And he had it on target. It looked destined for the back of the net, only for Buzanis to produce a point-blank save. His second excellent stop of the afternoon, which keeps APIA in the ascendancy. And the Wolves will hope that they don't rue those two chances, one to Mustafa in the first half, and that one to Afuka. They've got the corner now. It's over the head of Buzanis, and it was a great opportunity there for Ryan. He came in at the back post, having done the excellent work to block the shot. Buzanis got caught under that one. Unfortunately, he wasn't punished by Dylan Ryan. Update from Landon, where Blacktown are now 5-0 up. So they're putting on quite the score against Sydney FC. Flag's gone up here against Jake True. They've tried to play right on the edge, particularly Jake True. APIA getting their first substitute ready. Looks like there might be a couple of changes. Rory Jordan and Luigi De Troia. The goal apiece so far this season. Look like they're going to be the first two changes. Try and add a spark in the front third as Gibson looks to pounce on the loose ball. Wolves back four has been well organised so far. McStay has been a powerhouse in the middle. Here's Afuka, looks over the top for Mustafa. His physicality and run has proved very hard to handle for APIA. Nice touch from Armson, out to Kambiashi. Riak gets his legs in the way, now comes away with it. Loves to roll up the sleeves to Samuel Riak. He loves that defensive work, winning the ball, keeping it simple with his distribution. The base of that midfield. Here's Harrison Bunell. Good feed into the feet there of True, but cut out well by Josh Simmons, who read it like a book. Now he ventures forward. Very cultured on the ball. He finds his brother in Sean. And now Gibson, who gets him behind. Great chance here. And it was Kenaz Yumi who got in ahead of Segredo to snuff out the opportunity. And now Mustafa looks to feed the run of Takumi Afuka, who's already got himself first 7 for the season. And he was looking for number 8 there. But credit to Temba Mwatamalo, who recovered well. Excellent work there from Mustafa to tee up Afuka. And the Wolves in defensive transition have given away the free kick. David Carney's called over his first substitute. And APIA are going to make 2 of their own as well.
Jordan Secreto, making way for number 11, Rory Jordan.
So the 2 players making way for Rory Jordan and Luigi De Troia are Jordan Segreto, as well as Ben Gibson.
Number 9, Ben Gibson, making way for number 19, Luigi De Troia.
So let's see what the adjustment is. It looks like Sean Simmons will invert and go and play over on that right-hand side. De Troia will lead the line in the number 9 role. And Rory Jordan has come up on this left-hand side as Kambiashi looks to tee this one up centrally. Again, it's McStay. Great feet there from Josh Simmons, not for the first time in this second half. Mustafa continues to work the house down. Here's De Troia with some good movement. He found the pocket of space and was looking to tee up a teammate. Janjetovic launches it long, hoping to keep a clean sheet. After keeping 3 on the spin against the Sharks, then Blacktown City and Hills United. It's been a couple of weeks since they have kept a clean sheet. Second best defensive unit in the competition.
Number 9, Jake True.
You might have heard over our PA system, the ground announcer confirming that Jake True, the player making way here, and he's going to be one of the youngsters in Damon Gray. So a like-for-like swap here. Jake True, a terrific shift from him. No goal yet for the season, but he keeps working the house down. And no doubt the goals will come. A terrific shift. 70 minutes from Jake True. So they're going to see if the youngster in Damon Gray can add a bit of freshness. Good body work here from Samuel Riak, but he shows too much of it to Jordan. Can APIA punish that loose control? Nice touch. Dakota Askew's on the drive here. He's got Rory Jordan available. One-on-one now against Takami. He does well to win the corner. Takami staying composed. As I said, we have to go back to August 2020 since the Wolves have beaten APIA. APIA have had the edge just in the last couple of seasons. They're looking to find an equalizer here. Armson's delivery. Again towards the back post, over the head of Simmons. Kanezumi, anywhere will do there for the Wolves. Afuka up against Kaspers, and Afuka is pulled from behind. The referee waves play on. David Carney can't quite believe it. Half a dozen of one and 6 of the other, according to the referee. Play on was the call. The two players were battling away, Kaspers and Afuka. Lockie Scott gets this one out to Takami. Mustafa turning inside. We've seen that feature throughout the afternoon. Quickly pressed by Detroya. Fans of the NPL across the country will be familiar with Luigi Detroya, who spent the best part of a decade with a very successful Campbelltown City club in South Australian National Premier League. Twice the top scorer. So won the NPL title the year before the Wolves did, 2018. Part of that Campbelltown side that won the National Premier League final over Lions FC. And is he going to get on the end of this? Lovely ball from Kaspers. Here is Detroya. Fresh off his first goal for APIA last week. That was good defending. He's had a terrific afternoon so far, has Bunel. That axis, that central defence, as well as those two holding midfielders, so far proving impenetrable. But APIA have got a corner. This one's aimed more centrally, and it was Detroya battling away with Janjetovic. It's going to be another corner. Bit of shape on that one. We've seen the variations there from Armson. That time with the instep. Wollongong prepare another substitution. But right now the focus is on this corner from APIA. Can they find the equaliser? Comes in from Armson. Kanezumi attacks it. The applause comes from those gathered here. It's been a terrific atmosphere, an excellent audience at Wynn Stadium. More defending to do. Now comes Takami. Nice first touch from Scott. Maybe a tired bit of work there from Mustafa. We are going to see that change that I just mentioned in Darcy Madden. So a defender will be coming on. We'll keep an eye, and it looks like it will be Lachlan Scott.
Number 24, Lachlan Scott.
So we're going to see a defender come on for a striker.
Making way for number 3, Darcy Madden.
15 minutes remaining. Let's see what adjustment happens here. And it looks like the Wolves will go to a 4-3-3. Madden will slot in it right back. Takami will move into a 3-man midfield. So the shape is 4 at the back, 5 in the midfield in defence. out of possession, one up front. And then you'll see Mustafa as well as, and there's a chance here for Armson, who gets in behind and gets the equaliser. Jack Armson pops up with a crucial goal for APIA. It's his third of the campaign, and he snuck in behind a back four which has looked rock solid throughout the afternoon. But that time, they couldn't deal with the run from Armson, and Janjetovic might have got something on it, but it snuck into the back of the net, and APIA have shown their ability to come from behind yet again. We saw it in the Derby d'Italia against the Marconi Stallions when they scored 2 late goals on the road to come away with a 2-1 victory. And we saw it a fortnight ago against St George FC, where they were 2-0 down at half-time and came back to equalise and take a point away from the Rockdale Illingdon Sports Centre. And right now, that's the state of play. With 15 minutes remaining, and the Wolves have just made an adjustment tactically as Gray looks to get in behind. It's going to fall hit to Takumi Afuka. Wasn't quite on the same wavelength. He played it in behind, looking for that first-time run from Gray. This absorbing match, and you've got to say credit to APIA the second half. They've really tried to take more control. Controlled more of the proceedings in the second period after Wollongong had the domination of the first half. That was a tired pass from Josh Simmons. We don't say that often about his distribution, which is usually on point. And APIA having just equalised, they're going to really throw things at Wollongong now. They're going to bring on more substitutes. They've already made a couple. They're going to make 2 more here with Nick Sullivan and Nick Atzoni. Just getting their final instructions from David DePuzzo. So that's going to be the end of the shift for Jack Armson, who's popped up with a crucial goal, his third of the campaign. And that could prove a key one. And the other substitute's going to be the captain in Adrian Uccino. We've seen the captain for the Wolves replaced in Lockie Scott, and now the captain for...
Substitution for APIA Leichhardt Tigers, number 14, Jack Armson, making way for number 8.
APIA replaced by Nick Atzoni, who will slot into that midfield. The skew goes long. Looking for Sean Simmons. Chance here for Detroyer. He's got a bit of room. Who's it going to fall to? Sullivan it was. He's got himself in the box. Was looking for a big contribution with his first involvement. But it bounced up and hit him on the hand. Having seen that response from APIA, David Carney's going to make another substitution of his own when we get another stoppage. Just getting Alex Masciavecchio, the live wire who they signed at the start of last season. Goal at Landon Stadium, where Blacktown City now lead 6-0 over Sydney FC. No change at Plume Park. Olympic continue to lead by 2-0. Sydney United at Rockdale, it's locked at 1-1. Into the final, approaching the final 5 minutes there is Sean Simmons. He can cut it back now, great chance, and Sullivan with his first attacking involvement was denied by Janjetovic. A great opportunity there for APIA, having just equalised. Sullivan, the fresh legs, bursting out of midfield. Now Kambiashi into the feet of Rory Jordan. Looks to tee it across. Sean Simmons! And there's the composure as APIA come from behind to lead this one by 2-1. A wonderful bit of composure and execution in the box as Sean Simmons took the ball from Rory Jordan, kept his calm, picked his spot and found the back of the net. So having led for so long, the Wollongong Wolves have been hit late on here. And APIA, who have done this already on a couple of occasions this season, are showing their qualities. A wonderful bit of execution and composure there. Sean Simmons, we spoke about it in the first half. What a time to step up and score your first goal of the season. Now Sullivan, who was denied only seconds before the goal from Simmons, as Detroyer tries to shape one into that far corner. Just spoken about APIA's resilience and ability to come from behind in season 2024. And it looks like they're going to produce some magic again. They did it against Marconi in the Derby d'Italia a few weeks ago, and then a fortnight ago, 2-0 down against St. George. You can't count this team out. They're made of stern stuff, and they've shown it here. They back themselves, they score goals, and they know that if the chances come, they've got the quality to execute, and they're proving that here at Wollongong. The home side will be frustrated. For large parts, they were dominant. Their physical prowess, they weren't quite able to finish the job. And late on, it's the APIA bench making a difference. Here is Detroyer, who's moved everywhere across the forward line since coming on. Sean Simmons out to Jordan. Holding him up is Darcy Madden. Great to see him back in the New South Wales National Premier League after spending a bit of time up in Queensland at Peninsula Power. They adjusted things. They went to a 3-man midfield, 5 without the ball. And since then, APIA perhaps sensing that Wollongong were trying to shut up shop. Put the foot down. Goals on 75 minutes from Armson and 80 minutes from Sean Simmons. Now, the Wolves have a set piece, an area that they are strong at. Is there going to be more late drama here? Approaching the final 5 minutes at Wynn Stadium. We've got the Wolves goal scorer in Chris McStay over this one. Dylan Ryan's in the middle. Samuel Riaks at the back post. This one is aimed towards Bunel. It's going to fall here to Afuka. He lays it up. And a great chance there. He got the header on. He couldn't quite get the direction and power. And Damon Gray, a young substitute. What would have been his debut goal for the Wolves. Speak about the goal-scoring punch of APIA. They've managed to find their 10th goal scorer of the season. Despite the absence of Jack Stewart, as well as Michael Kuda, who goes away on Futsal-Roo duty on Tuesday. And we wish him and his Futsal-Roo teammates, including Miles Downey, all the best. At the Asian Cup, where they're looking to finish at least in the top 4 to make the World Cup in Uzbekistan. Jordan now feeds the forward run of Sullivan. He looked for his fellow substitute in Detroyer, but Madden goes long. He's the substitute, Masjavecchio, came on for Mustafa. Nice touch from Kambiashi. Rory Jordan. David DePuzzo and Franco Parisi get their final sub ready, and Alex Denmead. Wollongong have to get it forward. McStay looks to switch it out, but there's Sean Simmons alert to his defensive task, just blocking the passing lane. Showing all his experience, laying it out to Caspers, who's still full of running. He's produced a big shift in the centre of that midfield. Of course, clubs will be in action midweek with fourth round Australia Cup ties. But right now the focus is on picking up the points here in round 9 of the NPL New South Wales men. It's been a terrific contest. Wolves felt like they were in the ascendancy for a very long time. Can they rescue something now? Late on, they had the drama last week where Olympic picked their pocket with 2 goals in stoppage time. Can they do the same here? As Gray looks to get in behind, and it was an important touch as Masjavecchio was also sniffing around. Still time for the Wolves. And APIA will wait on that substitution of Denmead. Kanazumi comes forward, as does Bunel. Dylan Ryan's in there too. It's going to be McStay with the corner kick. Near post, can't get it beyond Jordan. It's going to fall to Masjavecchio. And he takes it on the left foot. That one looked goal bound. It's only just settling things down and knocking it into the channel for Sullivan, who looked to combine with it, Tony. And now Caspers, he's got one pass available on that left-hand side, and it was Detroyer. He couldn't quite pick him out. Jordan happy to settle it. And APIA just happy to keep a bit of possession here and start again. Out it goes to Sean Simmons. Nice first touch from Sullivan, who's made a real impact off the bench. Now Jordan looks to slide it into Detroyer. Kambiashi thought about the first time, but there's options, and one of those is Detroyer, who's just been flagged for offside.
Substitution for APIA Leichhardt Tigers.
And it's going to be the end of the shift for the man who looks like he's popped up with the winning goal. Sean Simmons, he's going to make his way to the sideline. And coming on for him is Alex Denmead. He's in no rush to make his way to the APIA bench. It looks like he's popped up with a crucial goal. A man who has set the culture, been part of the culture here at APIA. Has popped up with a crucial goal. Now Caspers can play it in behind. Jordan ever willing with the fresh legs to make that run. Gives the Wolves a chance to go forward. Takami is possessed by Sullivan, the 2-8s battling there.
Correction, substitution there was number 25, Sean Simmons.
They're going to send all their tall timber forward. They're going to throw everything at APIA, looking for this equalizer. I mentioned this run, which is now dates back to August 2022, since Wolves have beaten APIA. If they can't get anything late here, it's going to be the same story as Ryan's header. Couldn't quite get it on target. He was stretching and reaching for that. And Buzanis, who produced a couple of key stops, when it was locked at 1-0 in the favour of the Wolves. Those saves look like they might come back to pay big rewards. He denied Mustafa in the first half, and then Afuka, who had the goal open.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 4 minutes.
As we tick into stoppage time, and the official, our fourth official in Mason Griffith, has put the board up to indicate 4 additional minutes. So APIA, who have come from behind, not for the first time this season, the late show from them. We saw it at the Palace against Marconi back in round 5. We saw it a fortnight ago when they were 2 down. Gibson and Sullivan popped up with late goals to give them a share of the points. And here, as things stand, they'll be taking all 3 from Wynn Stadium. They'll stretch their record over the Wolves in recent years to 6 games where they haven't tasted defeat. I spoke about the curse of the away white fit outfit. They went with the sky blue today, and it looks like it's going to be a reward. And you sense this will become the alternate strip from here on in if they can hang on for the 3 points. It's been a wonderful football game, played in glorious conditions. We had the rain towards the end of the week, but it cleared up yesterday, and the drainage here, you would hardly know that we got nearly 100 millimetres on Friday. And it's been a great showcase of our National Premier League. 2 teams that are destined for the National Second Division next season. 2 historic NSL giants, former national champions. They've put on a real show here at the Wynn Stadium. APIA have shown all of their goal-scoring qualities. They did it in a canter last week. They've done it the hard way this week. They've shown that they can do it whichever way they need to. Wollongong have really taken it to them this afternoon. But Wollongong are going to be 3 losses on the spin. And have to try and hit back next week as Masciavecchio leaves a little bit in there, and he's going to go into the book. Hasn't been a spiteful match. It's been played in good spirits. The focus has been on the football. A credit to both clubs. Just a bit of frustration there for the home side, who will look to bounce back next week. As I said, they'll be away to St George FC on Saturday night. So they'll be keen to get back to winning ways. APIA, this win will move them up to 19 points, equal with the Marconi Stallions, who lost last night. And Western Sydney Wanderers continue to set the pace on 21 points. As Nick Sullivan gets a bit of treatment for that challenge. Hopefully nothing too serious. He's had an injury-interrupted season after that move from the Sharks. Last year spent a lot of time on the sidelines. He's got himself fit, ready to make a contribution, which he has done, coming off the bench today. Deep into stoppages. APIA, as I said, they'll move up to 19 points, and the Western Sydney Wanderers, they're going to be in action with a 5 o'clock kickoff against Manly United. Some big scores around the ground elsewhere. Rockdale have won it late at King Tom with a 2-1 win. Blacktown City lead 8-0. Can you believe that? As the Wolves come forward, and Damon Gray Was denied there by Josh Simmons, who's had a wonderful evening in the centre of that defence. The youngster full of running, asking the question there. And that was an important defensive contribution. Still work to do for APIA to seal their 3 points. And Vedran Jernjedovic has come forward for this corner. What a story that would be. On his return to the National Premier League. And it's the opposite keeper in Buzanas who has the last touch. And APIA have come from behind yet again in season 2024. The late show from the APIA side has seen them come away with a 2-1 victory after Wollongong took the lead through Chris McStay on 14 minutes. Goals from Jack Armson. And then a winner from Sean Simmons on 80 minutes have seen APIA make it 5 games undefeated, 4 wins from their last 5 games, and they move up to 19 points. It's been a wonderful contest, a terrific come-from-behind victory for the visitors APIA, and they continue to have the edge over Wollongong, who haven't beaten APIA since August 2020. Hope you've enjoyed it. Tony Tanous here. It's been a wonderful occasion and plenty more action to come. Some big game to come from Cromer Park, where Manly host the competition leaders in the Western Sydney Wanderers. So make sure you stick around on Football New South Wales YouTube. Here it's finished 2-1 to APIA over Wollongong Wolves.